is up, my dudes, and the one girl who thought that this time we were going to talk about Harley Quinn? Seriously, what's up with her? Why does she keep going back to the Joker? And what's really going on between her and Poison Ivy? Spoiler alert, we don't care because this is Bikes, Beers, and Brews, so let's kick that intro. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Before we get too far into this, please take a moment, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this with friends, share this with family, share this with police officers that have pulled you over. I'm pretty sure I told you this was okay last time, so just keep doing it. And seriously, why do you keep getting pulled over? Like, you gotta be a better driver, guys. Like, come on. Anyway, today we're doing What the Hell Harley Part 2. I want to talk about something Harley related that is just driving me nuts. Not too long ago in YouTube world, probably like last week or the week before, I did the Livewire review, and this is more of a postscript to that. So one of the things with the Livewire, again, I'm not taking anything back. It was a fun bike. It was fun to ride. Check out that Harry Potter stuff. It was a fun bike. It was fun to ride. Again, I wouldn't buy it 30 grand for about 100 miles before you have to charge it. Just not really worth it to me. You can either charge it overnight at your house, it takes like 12 hours, or you can charge it at a Harley dealership and that'll take about an hour. Don't even think of bringing it to a Tesla charging station. They do not have the same type of adapters. So, yay. Anyway, today we are going to talk about Mr. Ewan McGregor, Mr. Obi-Wan Kenobi himself, in his Apple Plus TV show right here. So, my issue with this is, he and one of his friends are taking two Harley Livewires. They're driving them up from South America to LA, crossing all kinds of borders, all different countries. They're going through all different territories. They're doing all kinds of like different like terrain and all kinds of stuff like that. And obviously, you know, this is something for Harley where they're really trying to bring attention to the Livewire. High five to them. However, when you dig a little deeper, this is stupid. It is so stupid. It is just I don't know how their marketing department continues to be employed. They punch in every day. They say, hey guys, we have a great idea, and then everybody else there licks windows for 5 minutes and goes, you're damn right, that's a good idea, let's do it. So these two Livewires that are being used by Obi-Wan Kenobi and his sidekick have been heavily modified. They are not what you're getting off the sales floor. Their tires are actually way closer to what the Pan America has. Quite honestly, they're probably Pan America tires. Their suspension is completely different. They're actually using a suspension similar to the Pan America, if not the actual Pan America suspension. So these aren't even really Livewires. They're hybrid versions of Livewires. They're the bastard child of Pan America and Livewire getting drunk one night at a bar and not respecting each other's boundaries and waking up the next morning going, oh my god, what did we do? That is what Obi-Wan Kenobi is riding. So if this is not bad enough, the Pan America, the Pan Wire that they're riding, the battery didn't change. You're still getting like 100 to 120 miles if you're lucky before you have to charge. One of the problems that Harley ran into on this was there weren't charging stations on the route they were going. So Harley did two things. First, they installed charging stations along the route. Now, to their, I guess, credit, they did leave those charging stations there, just in case you want to, I don't know, relive like Star Wars on a Livewire. But the other thing they did is they followed these trucks, they followed these bikes with generator trucks, so they could just charge them when there were no charging stations around and the bikes were down. This is just dumb. Like, why would you do that? Like, you're taking your vehicle and making it do something it literally cannot do. It has to, like, bring a generator with it. The funny part is, and I'm sure it's completely unintentional, but there's another channel called Bikes and Beards, no relation, although he does have a pretty fancy beard, I'll give that guy that. They were testing some electric bikes, had no range with them, and they were trying to figure out how to go further with them. So they actually took like like a baby crib or something, or like, you know, a stroller, and like bolted it to the back of the bike and put a generator in it and plugged it directly into the bike, so they could just drive around with the bike constantly charging. That is essentially what these Livewires did, and it is ridiculous. Like, last I checked, you know, the whole point of the whole like electric thing is to get away from fossil fuels, to try and like run cleaner, do cleaner things, like whatever, the future. And now they're just making it worse, because instead of just a bike that's carrying its own gas and probably getting much better mileage, you have a truck with a generator. Both of them need gas to function, and both of them get less mileage, and both of them wouldn't need to be there if, like, Obi-Wan Kenobi was just on a Pan America or something, or a Fat Boy, or a Road Glide. So it's just it's an exercise in stupid. I can't find like a shining light to this. I can't find a positive spin on this. It is just dumb. I don't understand why they thought that this was a good idea. It's not. So Obi-Wan Kenobi and his sidekick took their pan wires and, you know, drove from South America to LA, and they were celebrating it, and yay. Nothing got accomplished there. You're showing a bike that you don't sell, that you don't make. I don't even think they offer those parts in a Livewire catalog. You know what? I am going to do the homework before I put this video out, and I am going to put it right here and tell you if you can get the suspension and the tires and all that stuff for the Livewire. I know that the Livewires they raised them up a couple inches, because that was the other thing. Like, a lot of like the terrain they were on, the Livewire didn't even have the clearance to make it over it, especially once it was bogged down with gear. And quite honestly, once those bikes are bogged down with gear, you're getting even less mileage out of them, right? Because now it's carrying more weight. I mean, they might as well have just gave like a Sherpa a van and handed him all the backpacks and stuff. There was no point in strapping those to the bike. They had a whole team following them anyway. It was so silly. And this goes back to, you know, what I was saying about Harley previously in this video. Make sure you click on it. Not now, unless you're opening it in a different tab. That's cool. Again, YouTube likes metrics, so please go to the end of this video. Even if you gave up on it, throw it on mute and just let it play out. Whatever. Hook a brother up. Help me out. So in that video, I was talking about the fact that, like, Harley is really relying on star power to try and sell their bikes. So, you know, they're running with Obi-Wan Kenobi, they're running with Aquaman, they're doing a lot of stuff where I see that they have some Harley ambassadors popping up, which are like YouTubers and influencers and stuff like that. I'm assuming that they don't get the same kind of deal that Aquaman gets, so that's kind of crap, because those people are definitely doing more legwork than Aquaman and Obi-Wan Kenobi. No knock on those guys. I'm fans of both of them, but I mean, they are there for the paycheck. Those Harley ambassadors are there because they truly love the brand and they love the product. I'm not going to get into the whole $1 million bogan thing. I think that one's been done to death, and by the time this video comes out, it's definitely just been beaten to death and dragged into the street to die, so that doesn't matter. But with Harley just relying on all these like celebrities and all these stupid little stunts like this, and this isn't even the first really dumb stunt they did. Back in the day, well, not back in the day, a couple years back, when they redesigned the Fat Bob and they did a couple other bikes and they released them all, they actually sent bikes out to people, and some of them were Jason Momoa and a couple other famous people, so they could uncrate them and see them and all this stuff. And then part of that was they also sent some bikes to 2 motovloggers that were just diehard like Harley. I think it was both women, both diehard like Harley riders. They had a good following on YouTube, like a lot of good support. And out of all the bikes Harley sent out, they asked the 2 motovloggers to return theirs after the promotion was over. That was like the biggest jerk move on earth. Like, I've heard mixed messages about if after, like, you know, a lot of pressure and stuff, Harley kind of changed course and let them keep the bike. But the fact that they did that in the beginning, that was so dumb. Again, their marketing department keeps showing up, coming up with these weird ideas. Some of them are just poorly thought out. Some of them are just awful. And then whoever is above them that should be doing the checks and balances just lets it happen, and they just keep falling on their face over and over again. Again, like, not to keep beating this dead horse, but seriously, Harley needs to invest in a lot of like YouTubers and like, I don't know, TikTokers, and what is MySpace still a thing? MySpace, AOL chat, you know, whatever. But actually, I shouldn't say that. Harley probably would just skip like TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, and all that, and go straight to like somebody who still has a MySpace and an AIM messenger. That's pretty much par for the course for them. But they need to like invest in these influencers, for lack of a better term, that have really good followings, that know that, you know, these influencers are doing like a really good job. Prime example, and I know I've brought his name up before, and it's actually him and a whole group of his friends, would be Shade Tree Surgeon. So then you've got like Flipna and Che Lisi and all that. Bert's Harley-Davidson down in Florida just keep handing this guy bikes. Like, and it's funny because he's in his videos just like, I don't know why they keep doing this, suckers, these guys are dumb. But and it's all in good humor, they're laughing about it, everyone's, you know, having a good time. But, you know, they don't restrict him, they don't tie him down to that Harley they gave him, they don't force him to give the Harley they gave him a good review. They want him to ride it, they want him to talk about it, and what happens then? They get good exposure, and they get lots of exposure, and those bikes get reviewed, and those bikes get honest reviews. Shade Tree's not collecting a paycheck on the back end. The dude's got almost 200,000 followers. You know, that's what Harley needs to start investing more in. That's who they need to invest in more. And like I said before, one of the other things they need to do is start listening to that new core audience that's coming up. I understand that they want to appeal to their core audience. I get it, and I get not wanting to alienate them. Fine. But Harley is really good at putting out multiple versions of the same damn bike. I mean, how many versions of the Street Glider out there? How many versions of the Road Glider out there? It's like they change a couple pieces of tin, they change like a paint job, they add a tour pack, and it's a whole different bike. They could be doing that with like their younger generation as well, which means they're not alienating the older crowd and they're still appealing to the newer crowd. You could be making right off the floor performance baggers. You could put out limited edition road glides and street glides that have a liquid cooled engine on them, or not, I don't care, just a bigger, stronger, torquier engine, that have like the shorter exhaust pipe on it already, that have the shorter bags on it already, that have like the wheelie plate on the back already, or at least the mounting brackets for the wheelie plate. You could be doing all this stuff that, like, you know, performance bagger guys want. You put the T-bars on already. Like, do those little things and sell it as like your performance line. You're not risking much here. You're putting out the exact same bike your old timers want, but you've swapped out a few parts. You put the Pan America engine in there, so it's liquid cooled, and instead of like, you know, your goofy 131. You know, it's not rocket science, and I don't get why they keep messing with this or messing up with this. I don't know if like everyone in their marketing campaign is just like, they're all like hooked on AARP, and they're all like, hey, this worked for us in 1947, why reinvent the wheel now? But it's dumb. It's so dumb. They need some fresh faces and some fresh ideas in there. So I don't know, tell me what you guys think in the comments. Sound off, I'd love to hear it. Like, do you think Harley should at least put some variants out there that appeal to the younger generation, or do you think they should just keep doing what they're doing and hope for the best? I mean, honestly, I don't see the issue in putting out variants. They're killing it with the Lowrider S right now. That seems to be the most in-demand bike. I'm pretty sure like every new YouTube channel that's started up in the last like 2 years, the person's on a Lowrider S. So clearly there's a thirst and a hunger for those sportier bikes, those more like sport cruisers, sport baggers, performance cruisers. And Harley needs to really hurry up and get on that.
Hey guys, so this is what the end of a video looks like when you don't bother to check to see how much battery power you have left in your GoPro when you decide to go off on a rant about all the things Harley keeps messing up. I feel like I covered everything in the video, so I didn't want to get back out on the bike and just keep beating on that. So this is it. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, share this video with friends, family, share it with your dogs, bro. Share it with your dogs. And yeah, be cool, and I'll see you guys all on the flip side.